Food and dining services at Loyola are about to undergo a major change. I'm Molly Coffey.
And I'm Max McLaughlin. Plus, find out more about the #1 lacrosse team in the nation. It's all just ahead on this edition of Loyola Today.
But we start with the story that may affect your health. 12 Loyola students were diagnosed with mumps over spring break. School officials are asking students to take precautions and get checked out if they have swollen glands or ear pain. The disease is spread through saliva, so students should also wash their hands and clean things with bleach. This outbreak comes just a month after another Loyola student was diagnosed with bacterial meningitis. That student is recovering and no other cases have been reported. Symptoms of mumps and meningitis can also mimic another common illness that's hitting college campuses across the nation, the flu. Reporter Taylor Morello explains what you need to know to stay healthy.
It's pretty terrible, not only because it's painful to have, but because you miss so much.
Alyssa Sutherland is just one of many Loyola students who has had the flu this winter. The flu is hitting people very hard this year, but it's especially taking a toll on college students.
I missed 4 days of classes. I had to take a lot of medication. I missed the Super Bowl. There was and I got a lot of other people sick.
On college campuses, it's tough to stay healthy. Nurse practitioner Katrina Bailey says there's many reasons for this.
With college students, everybody's on top of each other, whether it's in the classroom or in their dormitories. They're not eating well or drinking enough fluids as they should. They're under a lot of stress, so their immune system is always very stressed.
So how can college students stay healthy and avoid the flu? One way is pretty simple.
Oh my gosh, the best thing to do for sure is #1 is get the flu shot. Get the flu shot. You can still get the flu after getting the flu shot, but it definitely is less in severity.
Other ways to prevent the flu include washing your hands and using hand sanitizer after you've been in public places such as Boulder, Iggy's, or even classrooms.
A big concern for many students about getting the flu is missing class. But Sutherland says she's found that most professors are pretty understanding.
All of them had said, stay away, get healthy, make sure that you take care of this, and most of them were more than understanding about extension.
So if you develop flu symptoms such as a high fever and chills, or are simply worried you might get sick, go to the health center to get checked out immediately. And if you haven't gotten your flu shot, think about getting one sooner rather than later.
That was Taylor Morello reporting. Staying healthy while living on a college campus is a major student concern. Another issue is just where you want to live. Students select their housing based on lottery time and class year. They can decide whether to live on the east or west side of campus. But Student Life Assistant Director David Tiscione says students should have their options in mind.
The biggest piece of advice I can give is have plan A, and then have a backup plan for that, a backup plan for that, and a backup plan for that, and then have your absolute worst case scenario plan.
If you're not sure where to live, check one of the housing tours run by Student Life or visit loyola.edu/studentlife. Once you've found a place to live, it's time to think about how and where you eat on campus. And you could soon have new options. This September, Loyola is changing its a la carte dining option to a traditional meal plan. Parkhurst Dining Services is taking over food service at Loyola. Campus Service Coordinator Jen Wood says the change comes after students ask for more affordable and healthy dining options. Boulder and Iggy's fare will remain the same, but new eating options will be created. More information about this program is expected soon.
Even with the new dining options on campus, some students still head off campus to eat. But with many college students on a budget, eating out can become expensive, especially when it comes to tipping. Reporter Kevin Collins explains what you need to know before you eat out.
With expenses soaring, students might see their savings drop. And with the stereotype that college kids are poor comes another belief. They don't tip.
My father is a barber and he relies on tips, which is why he always tipped well, which is why I always tip well because of him.
Ray Blanco says many times students are just unsure about the tipping process.
They don't know what it's like to be a waiter or a waitress.
I work with servers though who are always like complaining about people who don't tip them well, and I don't like to hear that because that means it affects how much money I get at the end of the night.
But it's not just college students that don't know how to tip. Alonzo's manager, Mary Brett Fideli, says most people have issues with tipping.
It's all kinds of people that don't tip well. In this particular restaurant, we do get a large amount of college kids that come in, with Loyola being right down the block. So it'd probably be around 40 or 50% of our business is from the college kids.
One of the reasons for bad tipping could be because Alonzo's doesn't accept Loyola's Evergreen card. Most businesses around campus do.
If Alonzo's accepted the Evergreen, I think there's a better potential that the servers would get tipped out better because it's not the students' money.
Realizing the importance of tips is something Loyola economics professor Lynn Elkis says students should be aware of.
I think a lot of college students in general, are somewhat ignorant of about the relationship between tipping and service.
And if you're hesitant to tip because you don't know how much is appropriate, there are many cheat sheets available, including an app on your phone.
That was Kevin Collins reporting. While it's important to express thanks to those who serve you, it's also important to appreciate what you have. The season of Lent is a good time to do so. It's a time when many Christians reflect for 6 weeks in preparation for Easter Sunday. At Loyola, the Lenten season is celebrated in many ways. After Ash Wednesday, campus ministry prepares multiple Lenten events. Dining services offer no-meat options on Fridays, and daily services such as the Stations of the Cross and Reconciliation are also provided to students and faculty.
Not only is Loyola celebrating the Lenten season, students are getting ready to celebrate the lacrosse season. The Loyola men's lacrosse team begins the year ranked #1 nationally. Even though they lost some seniors, this year's team is ready for another championship run. So far, the team's record is 3-2, with losses to Duke and Maryland. You can find the complete lacrosse schedule at loyolagreyhounds.com. Along with the sound of cheers from lacrosse fans, Loyola's campus will soon be filled with the sound of music. The Bells and Chimes singing groups are preparing for another musical season. Reporter Allison Nuara gives us an inside look at the world of a cappella.
The Bells rehearse 3 times a week for like 2 hours each night, and we pick a set list of about 10 or so songs. And we have a goal, which is Chord Busters, which is like our big concert on campus that the Chimes also sing with us in.
The Chimes are the only and best all-male a cappella group on campus. We've been around for a long time, since the early 50s, I think.
A cappella groups have become big in recent months.
A cappella is singing without instruments.
Your interpretation of the background and the solo and just kind of making that your own.
I think if you ask any of the Chimes, they would tell you that being a part of the Chimes is like being in a brotherhood. You know, we don't have any fraternities at Loyola. And I'd say being in the Chimes is probably the closest thing you could find on campus to that.
Bells is a place to come and sing with people you love to be around, and yeah, just doing what you love to do with the people you love.
Auditions are every year within the first 2 weeks of first semester. Visit the Bells and Chimes Facebook pages for more information.
That was Allison Nuara reporting. If showing off your voice isn't your thing, why not show off your grades?
Alana Services is letting students do just that. Its 500 A's in 50 Days program lets students show off their academic skills. Students with A's fill out a form and post it on the 3rd floor of the Student Center. All students who participate will be entered into a raffle drawing at the end of the year. If you want to participate, you have until April 26th.
It sounds like a great program.
Yeah, it does. It's a good way for students to show off a little bit.
Exactly, I agree. And with that, Loyola, we end another edition of Loyola Today. I'm Molly Coffey.
And I'm Max McLaughlin. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in a few weeks. See you then.